Hey everybody, welcome. We are in episode 18 of Factions of Fate, our Forgotten Realms homebrew. Been off for a few weeks. I've been performing every weekend and helping my wife, who's recovering from a little medical inconvenience. So she's doing well, and so am I. Zach has also been out at the festival every weekend. So hopefully we're not too tired. Hopefully we're not too tired. We're gonna get that energy going and get on with it. So as we say, life happens sometimes. So now it's time to get back into the game. So hopefully we're back for a few weeks.
Where are our priorities?
Yeah, that's the priorities. All right, so we're heading into the final stages of this first part of the game. But this game will continue after we take a break. We're going to try some other things. We're partly taking a break to try some new things, but also I'm looking at switching to the 2024 rules and how that affects us and if we can or not. So we'll getting a little time will allow us to figure out what we can do with that, or if we're going to stick with the 2014 rules. I don't know.
I have to read them.
Yeah, well, from the person who reads everything, I'm surprised you haven't read them already.
Yeah, but
that's right.
There's things you want to commit to, and then there's things you don't want to commit to.
I don't know yet. We're going to find out. I don't even have the 2024 Player's Handbook yet. I ordered it.
Yeah, because I think switching mid, I suppose it'd be at a breaking point.
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying. We're going to take a look and we'll see if we can do that or not. There's some cool stuff that's neat. Also, or if we don't, we might implement some house rules based on what they are to kind of inch us closer to it.
They did that in the Order of the Stick. Worked great. It was fun. You just acknowledge it, break the fourth wall for a minute, and move on.
All right, we're breaking the fourth wall. All right, so if anything else, before I go any farther, please do like and subscribe so we can keep ourselves going forward. So, So now that we're all caught up, anything else we need to talk about before we get into the game?
Are we caught up?
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll get caught up shortly.
Yes. We'll segue into that.
It's been like 3 weeks.
Tell us in the comments if we're caught up.
Yeah. If you feel caught up, tell us in the comments. Otherwise, let's do this previously so we can have some fun tonight.
Then we'll be caught up.
Yeah, then we'll be caught up. So it won't be super long because it is a little bit going to be already starting late for us. All right. Previously, our heroes have gathered in the crossroads town of Tribor. What was thought to be a reunion of some and a place for respite for others has turned into a quest to aid the town and each other. The group has defeated the Drakes of the Western Foothills, faced down the shadows of the Burrowwoods, freed the curse from the real Duvessa Shane and themselves, and discovered an underlying plot from a faction of Harpers to guard an unknown artifact beneath the Lord Protector's tower. And to uncover, there's a lot of ands here. Jeez. The fake Duvessa is actually an ancient ancestor to the Hags from the far realms. Ooh, there's a lot going on.
Elder Hags.
No wonder we took 3 weeks off. I had a break. All right. You saved Zindra from attacking that Elder Hag, which would have probably certainly have been her doom. And then aided the town against the Hag just enough to eke out a victory for Darathra Chandrel during the election. You guys kind of came in and
we yelled a lot.
Yeah, you turned the town.
Yeah, we did. We really made a stink.
We thought we were going to avoid a whole bunch of violence.
Yeah, and then Flander lost face.
Well, yeah, you could have avoided violence. That was on you. She was going to leave.
We were this close. We were this close to avoiding some violence.
Yeah, when you swing first, you're not avoiding.
I would say bloodshed, but I don't think those guys shed any blood. They're just crispy.
I don't know. However, you were not about to let this thing flee. That thing being the Linaro. So you attacked the Hag, now known as Linaro. While you defeated her Paladin of Cyric, she escaped, but not before stealing Flander's face.
Ooh. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. Face off time. So there you go.
I'll see you sing with that, huh?
It was tasty.
During the chaos that followed, you learned of giants and goblins riding birds surrounding Tribor. Eckankar also saw the stone from the Ilmater shrine that was stolen years ago being worn around the neck of Linara. Remember that? So she has that stone. The Lord Protector Chandro quickly ordered the 12 and the soldiers of Tribor to monitor the surrounding area. She then sent you all to seek more information from the Ilmater shrine, as a stranger was recently seen there. And you had this thing where the stone was from the Ilmater shrine. She was hoping that maybe the Sonaro had fled to the shrine. You traveled until late that day, only to find this stranger with some kind of a human historian of sort that knew very little about history. Yeah. Hemo didn't trust this Noru Regalis, if you remember his name, Noru Regalis, and used his wand of secrets only to find it pointed toward an old well nearby. It was then that a shadar-kai, similar to Jaruu, definitely not related, just walked into the shrine and pronounced Jaruu as a thief.
That we know.
Yeah. He explained that the shadar-kai were hunting Jaruu for stealing Jaruu's father's sword and a quill that allowed Jaruu to travel through the plains. So a little backstory for Jaruu coming to the surface here. After the discussion, Jaruu declined the offer. He just clicked no thank you. And then he unsubscribed from the mailing list.
And then more showed up.
Yeah. The problem is you didn't unsubscribe in time. That was your problem. The shadar-kai responded by attacking the group to take the items by force, along with his soldiers who had been well hidden up to that point. So there you go. You handily defeated the band of rogue shadar-kai.
That was close.
I think you did a good job.
Say handily.
It went quick, but
You
it
did pretty
hurt.
good. Yeah.
Terry for a minute.
Despite those enemies packing one heck of a punch, because they did do a lot of damage when they
And disappeared all the time.
Yeah. They could disappear in a limited amount of times, but yeah, you might have seen that every time. Okay. You then decided to arrest Noru and return him to Tribor. But before you left, you decided to investigate the well.
Yeah, that had the secret.
Yeah. There, within the empty cistern, you came across two bodies whose faces were clearly removed, just as Flander's was. Who's down in the well right now?
Eck and myself.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
And two dead bodies.
Is Hemo up at the top with the grappling hook then?
If you want to, yes.
I believe that one of the last things you heard.
Oh
was
yeah, I think
screaming.
we were playing like a game of telephone. Hemo was sort of relaying what was going on down there.
The last thing you relayed, I think, was that Eck was screaming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Eck was screaming.
Eck was gently screaming. All right. They both
Wailing?
wore the garb. The dead bodies both wore the garb of Tribor soldiers. The first was probably a member of the 12, and the second was the remains of the man Eckankar believed to have betrayed him years ago when this artifact was stolen.
Dun, dun, dun.
The one that his name was Talus. That's right, Tate. Let me know.
Is he a stone Talus or
No,
fire Talus?
is it Talos, right? That's his name?
Talos.
Yeah, Talos. All right.
Okay.
So, and there's where we start. Eckankar and Theo are within the well. The rest of our heroes are above, waiting a response from below. You're just about, let's put you at about 5-8 feet away from the body as you see the second one there, the two of you there. What would the two of you there want to do? Above you can hear the that Noro folk, that Noro chap there just kind of making a nuisance of himself, asking inane questions. While you're below here, what do you want to do inside this well as you stand near these bodies? Like I said, about 8 to 10 feet away, or 5 to 8 feet away.
I think where we left off was Eck was like on his knees, like wailing at this corpse, and Theo was like holding him up. Was trying to hold him up, and it just.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna brush him off. I'm gonna brush him off and move closer to the body to like get closer and just like confirm what I think this is.
Give me a perception roll. That would be just for Eckankar right now. 21.
21.
All right. As you near the body, you can see that it is worn, but only in the sense that it's been here for a few years. But it doesn't look like it's like a body would be decaying, like a normal body would decayed. It sort of looks somewhat preserved. Maybe this cistern down here, maybe this whatever was down here, but it just seems a little bit wet down here. It doesn't seem too dry. It probably floods down here and acts as an overflow for the actual shrine itself. So a fly floods down here periodically, and then over time ebbs. So this is probably some kind of a drainage area down here.
Far worse. For where that.
You would think it would be far worse, but you don't see this going. But you also see, as you look from the arm of one of the bodies, from the body of Talos, right here, right on the arm right above here, you see what looks to be something wiggling or moving underneath the skin. Kind of, it just goes.
Oh, we've been here
Kind of
before.
like, kind of, you see it
Don't touch
ripple.
that.
Yeah, I was just like,
See it ripple a little bit underneath the skin, where his excuse me, underneath the skin, where his
Like the armor.
armor sort of separates from his where the shoulder armor separates from the arm. You can see something rubbing under there, moving. That was a good perception roll. What do you guys want to do?
I don't see that yet.
That's just you right now.
No.
You get up close. You're within. Let's put you within just a couple feet of it.
Eckankar's scream changes drastically.
It goes from a whale to a.
No, ew.
It's wiggly.
Yeah.
It's like
We got a wiggler.
it's like the first 5 minutes of every Scooby-Doo cartoon.
Yeah.
What do you want to do, Ek?
He's just standing there. It
It
like
sounds
shock. He's
like he found something funny down there. His scream is like different now.
What did you say?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just staring at this. Like he doesn't know how to handle this. This is so far out of the realm of what he thought
He's in
could be
vapor
going
lock.
on.
Pretty much. I'll walk
Yeah.
up to Jack and tell him like, hey, maybe we should bring this back up to the surface.
What? Oh,
Yeah, you're not there.
that's
All
right.
right, yeah, that's what you say. You come. I will give you a perception roll, but I'm gonna. Just go ahead and give me a perception roll.
Yeah, he hasn't said anything, has he?
No, but you'll just get your
No.
own perception roll.
I got a 10. I'm
All right.
paying attention to him.
Yeah, you see him. The body. It's dark down here. You both have dark vision. He has his goggles on.
Yeah.
You have.
I just kneel down next to Ek, and that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of put my arm on his shoulder, like, wait, should we bring him up to the surface, or what would you like to do?
Just remember, dark vision is all black
I'll
and white.
just,
You can see him like almost like a pencil sketch, right? You know what I mean?
Like that music video.
What's that?
Yeah.
It's like night vision.
Yeah, I like that music video. I think Ek is just going to just no. There's something under his armor there. He's just pointing,
Okay.
like in the direction of this wriggling.
It's like mumbling and pointing at it.
How does it?
Yeah,
Are you pointing the thing out to me? The wriggling thing out to me?
yeah.
All right. I will give you another perception roll.
All right.
I'll give you another chance at it.
16 that time.
All right, looking more specifically at it, you look around and you don't see anything in that area. However, a moment later, you see where the neck is right here, where the neck muscle is. You see something right underneath the neck.
I'll stand up and sort of take half a step backwards. There's definitely something inside that. Unless you have a reason to
Fireball.
bring this up, let's not bring it up. I say we should leave. But this proves the Hag was behind it.
Is there some sort of a signifier of like, I know this is Talos's armor,
Yep.
but is there some sort of like a signifier I could grab to be like, this was him?
Well, you can search.
Or is
his
it just like-
pouches. He probably has. He
Yeah.
probably has. Let's see. Let's see if he has.
yeah.
Let's see if he has
Are you
possibly
going-
an
are you-
item on him that might be able to.
Are you going to search his pouches?
Get a bit
I'm
closer.
All right.
I'll get closer.
Okay.
Oh no!
Let's stick around for a round. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, that's
I'll
that-
call up at this point. I'll call up if he's starting to move towards it. It says,
Yep.
the dead bodies are wriggling.
Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on.
What are those dice for, Alan?
All right,
Why do you have so many d6s?
Yeah, you. Hey,
We're playing
you
Shadowrun.
never. I'm just an innocent DM here. I don't do anything wrong. I'm just doing.
Yeah.
All right, hit him.
Just live my
Or me,
best
I don't
DM
know.
life.
I
Okay.
asked for this, you know.
So you reach into his pouch and you start slowly opening it. And what is your armor class? 22?
23.
23. All right. You are missed as you go to start reaching into his pouch, start digging through it. Suddenly, the body itself that's laying on the ground reaches to swat your hand away, but it doesn't hit you.
Oh,
It just
God.
kind of swats your hand away.
Like the armor.
The
itself?
armor itself just kind of reaches up and tries to swat your hand away.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear from the body itself, you hear the mouth open up and it says, Eckankar, Dune.
Oh!
Yeah. And as it does so, you have this kind of creaky, broken voice as if it's not been used in some time. And it kind of just lays there, and you see the head just kind of slowly lifting.
I'll call back up that the body recognized Eckankar. It said his name.
What? There's a zombie. Guys, there's undead down there.
Yeah, Drew's sitting on those steps with his sword and just looking.
What is Eckankar and you doing with these?
Alice, is that you?
I'm gonna start pulling Ek backwards away from it.
All right,
He's gonna
Eckankar, you're
fight
being
you.
pulled. You're gonna okay.
I thought you
He
might.
fights you off.
Give me a contest of strength between the two of you to see if you can pull
How
him
many
back. or not.
magical armor strengths do I have left here? I do have some left.
Okay,
I got 15, so not too bad.
15. You got that's a good roll.
Didn't even need to. I just brace my foot
Nice.
around and pull you backwards.
All right, you get
5
pulled
feet.
back 5 feet. He just pulls you back. Boom.
No, Ek. We don't need to fight right now.
No. Oh wait, was I supposed to do a strength check or a strength save?
A strength check. Is that what you did?
I did a save.
I did a strength check.
Oh, you have to do a strength check, sir, Nate.
Well, I have a 0 bonus.
Oh, you
That's
do?
the same
Okay.
thing for
Same.
you, I
Okay,
guess.
yeah. Okay, that's fine. All right. So as you do, you see this body. It kind of like slowly sits up, and this does. It kind of everything feels just kind of like creaking, and you can see the back of the armor is almost fused to the back of the ground. It's lifting up, and you see that he kind of and like moss and stuff
And the
is
slime.
being pulled from it as it sits up.
Ek, that's probably not your friend right there. That's probably some
He said my name. He recognized me. And
evil.
he's still
Yeah,
like,
but so the Hag. The Hag would recognize you too.
he's
we
not
in
in his
initiative?
right mind.
This is a trick. This is a trick.
All right.
Can I use an Arcana check to tell if it's like
What do you want to tell?
controlled? Basically, I want to tell if it's like, yeah, I guess some sort of spell-like effect that's happening. That's imbuing this thing with magical like life.
Well,
Because
you
otherwise
think-
it should be very dead.
Well, you think that it's probably dead, most likely undead, as it's moving.
Okay.
It can also be an animated. So why don't you give me an Arcana check? And it's based off the difficulty class.
Oh,
only.
nice.
19.
All right. You think that this is probably an undead, whether it's controlled undead or not. You're not sure, but you know that this is instead of it being like an inanimate
Illusion or
object or
something
illusion,
else.
right?
Yeah.
You think this is most likely a undead
I'll
creature.
tell him this is undead.
It kind of sits up. It kind of crawls up.
This is not your friend anymore.
When the two of you see him move, as he's moving around, you see these worms. You don't know what color they are because you're on dark vision. They kind of just will peer out. They go and kind of like pull out one and then dive into the flesh.
You need to go.
How many tadpoles does this guy have?
Come on. You need to go.
All right.
Can-
As he rises to his feet, he looks down at the two of you as you kneel just 10 feet away from you. You dragged him back, and he says to you, "My friend, has it been so long?"
Can Nemo jump down the hole? Like
Give
slide
me
down the rope?
what I want Hemo to do is give me a listen check. So give me a perception roll.
Theo has been yelling.
Yep.
He's
just
been
give me
sort
a,
of relaying
Just
this
give me a
back and
perception
forth.
roll. If you roll
I got
crappy,
a 12.
yeah, you can hear him. You can hear something going on. You hear him kind of like you hear the scuffling and the and you can kind of you get
You're
alerted that
screaming,
something might
scuffling.
be- Yeah.
And maybe I hear Theo say undead, so I try to slide down the rope.
All right, you're able to slide down the rope without much effort. You just kind of climb down. All right, what's
And
the
I wanna run down this. I wanna walk down this tunnel. I wanna crack the rod of radiance I have in my inventory and hold it up and say,
All right.
get out of there! It's too cramped."
All right, you open the rod of radiance. I believe it does 1d4 points of radiant damage per round to the undead creature for 10 minutes.
Yep, it glows in a 20-foot radius for a minute.
Over 1
And I'm
minute.
holding it up, saying, "Get behind me!"
All right, you boom. We're gonna keep track of the rounds just very loosely here, but just so we have how much damage you're doing to the creature and everything. So this is round one. You do that. You walk in. You see the light burn as the light floods. from this aura from the rod, you see the creature kind of curls away from the radiant energy hitting it. Its flesh kind of just slowly starts burning. But they're doing the flesh it does 1d4
his face
radiant
was already
damage.
like a big scab replacement, so
But
it's just burning more.
You see parts of his body smoking a little bit from the radiant energy hitting him. When he does, you see that these worms are various shades of greens and purples. They go, and it looks over at Eckankar as it kind of holds his hands up and it says, I recall it. I recall it.
I'll get up and just like be like, or I'll try to get up and just like, Hemo, stop, please, no, it's not supposed to be like, stop, Hemo.
That thing's infested. Get back.
He recognizes me. It's trying to talk to me.
The hag stole memories with the face thing that she does. It probably is not him. What is it saying though? You said it was sort of.
Well, it started saying something. I'm giving you guys options because I don't want to just monologue and control. I'm trying to.
Can I guess can I back up to the point where I have the thing held up, but it's not?
Yeah.
Do we have more than 20 feet in this?
You
tunnel?
do. It's down. It's down the cistern a little bit, so you can get away from it. So as you back up.
So I guess I back up. Yeah.
Okay, you back up outside of the range of actually doing damage to it, but the ancillary light outside of the 20 feet will give you color.
We'll get dim light or whatever.
All right. He says he kind of like recovers a little bit, and he looks over at you, Eckankar, and he kind of walks, but it looks like he's probably hasn't. Imagine having been with your feet falling asleep and your legs falling asleep, and you're trying to walk, and everything's kind of like tingly, and you almost can't balance. He kind of like struggles to move as he moves, and he says to you, "I have lost count of the days. I recall you. I can call Dune." That's what it says to you. What are you going to say to it?
I put
really
my hand on Theo. Are you Talos? Is that you?
Yes. At least hope a Talos that remains. Where the rest of I am probably gone for good. Oh.
What happened, Talos? What do you mean the rest of you? What happened? How did this happen to you?
He looks longingly past you, almost as if trying to recall the past, almost struggling to reform the images in his head as to what happened, as if whatever has brought him here into this stasis or whatever has been going on here has been so long in that it's almost like he has been in a fog. And as after a moment he kind of sits lifelessly, staring almost through you, he says,
"I recall the face of a creature, her hair of blood, and the feeling of falling. Even after she took my face and left me for dead, I would not stop."
That's what he says to you, and he kind of takes a step forward. And he just kind of struggles a little bit.
"When I arrived, everyone was gone. You were gone."
That's what he says.
Talos, the creature led me to believe that you had betrayed us. I thought so.
Anything else you're going to say or do?
No, I'm just thought you betrayed us.
I would never betray my friend. This creature of blood hair, she was going to take it. I can call the relic of stone, but I would not let her. But my defiance was rewarded with a curse. She opened the jar, and I was covered in these.
And he kind of pulls his skin away, and you can see the worms kind of running through him. Just kind of.
Hemo holds the rod of radiance out in front of him protectively. from this.
He takes a little step into it and almost like touches the radiance. And he goes, and he backs up a foot.
What is your purpose now?
I have no purpose. I dare not touch another, seek another. For she told me, everywhere I go, I will take my curse with me and deliver it. Do not get close, my friend. This burden is mine alone.
Dallas, I felt that day she took your face, and I believed it was you. And she took the item, but we have a way to get it back. This can all be avenged. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, he looks almost like he has no, like he wants to emotionally respond, but he's almost incapable. It's almost like you're talking through a translator. You know what I mean? Like he's giving you feedback, but it's almost like crossing the boundaries of space and time. You're talking to him, but his body isn't responding. You're getting like an emotive message from him, but his body is almost like a stone, like it's just moving like stone. He hears your pleas, and he says,
Tell me you found her. Tell me you've returned the stone. Tell me Ilmater does not cry any longer for what was taken. Tell me I will deem my sacrifice worthy.
I think Ek does have a tear. He's like, we have found her, and I will bring the item back in your name. Is there anything on you of yours so I can prove your innocence? Show that you had no part in this.
He looks around, and he takes from his pouch. He kind of reaches into his pouch, and he fumbles around. He doesn't even look. It's like his hand goes into his pouch as if it's like its own entity, its own snake. It sneaks through his pouch, and he wiggles through ruffles through whatever. And as he pulls it out, you see pieces of whatever had been falling out, just random trash that's probably been there for a few years. Maybe some dried rations or whatever, just kind of falling on the ground, raining all around him. And he has with him, he takes with him a small ring, and he throws it kind of at you. He kind of throws it at you, and he says, He says,
my family's ring. But be warned, she called the shard Eo's shard. Shar's blunder, she said. She taunted me with the truth, though a truth gaping with questions. Then she cackled and threw me in the well. And here I have been afraid to release the curse to anyone.
Alice, I will right this wrong. Do you wish to be sealed in here?
Before you leave, I will ask one last request of an old friend. For someone who has shared wine and blood. I ask that you end this endless suffering, that you turn this body to dust so that I might finally be free. It is by your hand. Then I will be blessed by Ilmater, a final blessing that I will gladly accept.
Anything, brother. And I'll step up and just do the highest casting of smite I can.
Better than 1d4 a turn for a minute.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me your damage. What do you get?
All right, so I'll do just the base damage, I guess, first.
Yeah,
see what we got.
Damage.
Okay.
You raise your weapon, coming down. So, the rest of you down below can see the lightning
slashing,
flaring of it. 10 slashing.
Oh no! A terrible smite, but 21 points of damage total.
You kind of hit him back, as he does, you can see he kind of falls kind of into the side of the cistern. He kind of rains down, and his body kind of lifts back up. He's like, he's just kind of writhing around. You see he's kind of like almost cleaved, and part of it's open and gaping, but he still moves around. And as you see the opening, in between the opening, you see these worms coming out,
Trying to seal it.
almost starting to
Do it again.
All right.
Can Hemo come up with the Rod of Radiance at this point?
Yeah, you want to come up with the Rod of Radiance?
Yeah, I'll help too.
As you come up with the Rod of Radiance hit,
If the first hit didn't kill him, it's time to add the Rod of Radiance.
you bring the Rod of Radiance in, it's like, he's like,
And I'll ask you too, Ek, you want my assistance as well?
I'm not even listening. I'm not looking at you. I'm
All right.
planning on hitting him again.
you're going to go
helping.
hit him again? Okay, give him a second round. The Rod of Radiance is coming in. Why don't you roll me your Rod of Radiance damage? Which is 1d4. All right. What are you going to do, Eckankar? We got to do, we did max damage. Nice. Eckankar.
So
you-
I did an additional 28 points of damage there.
All right.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 28.
Okay, so the Rod of Radiance comes down and kind of strikes into him. It's almost like this blinding light around him. The creature's like, and as you come down, you smite a second time, and when you do, you cleave him almost in half, and you see his body. It immediately just shimmers and flushes to pure dust. It just goes, kind of swirls around the cistern, kind of blows up into a dustbin. You're almost like,
My timing was horrible because 2 firebolts go flying through that dust.
yeah, you see 2 fireballs go.
Wow, that was quick.
And there's nothing left. Literally everything on his being just kind of vaporizes into dust. And the last thing you see is a little bit of these worms that are just out and floating in space. There's like, and it's going to curl like.
Nice. Ek, you did it.
I think Hemo tosses the rod down towards the body and says, "May Radiance purge you. Your wish is granted. No one's going to get that curse now."
I think Ek just looks down
Hopefully.
and just says, "Goodbye, Talos."
How'd that dust taste?
I don't look at you. I leave.
All right.
Stone-faced, I leave.
The three of you.
Clutching the ring.
Yeah, you pick up his ring. It seems to be it's a small copper ring, but it has a definite pattern on it of some lines. You think it's just like a family heirloom ring. You don't think it has any significant value. It might not even be valuable at all, but maybe just have an heirloom value.
Signet ring.
Yeah, just a signet ring.
Signet ring, yeah.
I take it that the three of you are going to climb back up out of the
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
All right.
This place is sad.
But there's only one
I'm
body
sad.
down here now.
Eckankar is like one of the most tragic characters ever.
As we're going by, I'll grab the second body and I'll start to drag it up towards the surface too.
Okay, you do that. Give me a savings throw. You're gonna give me,
Hemo looks
you're
at
gonna give me a
Theo.
Constitution savings throw.
No.
What'd you
19.
get? Okay, let me look it up. 'Cause I think you might be. Okay, as you grab the body and start moving it. You pull it all the way up to the entrance. You gotta,
Yeah, I was just gonna slide. I was gonna slide up to the rope and
yeah. You move it up to the entrance to the rope.
properly bury it,
great.
basically. But
What do you want to do? You pull it up. The other two, I believe, have gone up the rope.
do I feel anything?
Yeah, I've got up the rope if it's just,
Yeah.
I've left.
You don't feel anything?
Hemo went up the rope and turns around and goes, "What are you doing with that?"
Well, I figured we should properly bury it.
The last one had a curse.
This is a good point. He shakes his head. He looks at it's a human body, right?
It looks to be a human body of some sort. Yeah, you
They're
can't make out
short-
the face.
They're short-lived, anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you're right. He'll leave it. He'll fly back up with his boots.
All right. You fly up, returning to the top. You see this neuro folk. This guy sitting there is like, "Oh, what happened there? Did you find some treasure?"
Zombies.
Zombies? Really?
Be
I
quiet.
must get my pen quickly.
No, you're under arrest.
This isn't a story for you, Noro.
Flander will go up to Eckankar, seeing he's in a state of shock, and just, what happened down there?
It wasn't him. It wasn't Talos.
What wasn't Talos?
He never betrayed me. She
True.
put a curse on him.
Drew walks by. I told you.
It was the Heg all along.
I think I punch you.
Okay, make it a hit. That's awesome. That's cool. Go ahead and give him a 1 to 4 damage.
Wait, are you still invisible? So you have a little icon on your.
You did, but you.
I don't
weren't.
think I have an unarmed attack, but
Everybody has an unarmed attack.
Wait, how many Druids
well,
are there?
I'm just saying I don't have it ready to roll. I'll just
Just roll a d20 and
strength
add
then.
your.
Yeah. Nice.
I see 2 Jarus.
Oh, 6.
No, I miss.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
got
see-
a 9.
you
I
see-
miss.
He got a swings. You're like miss my bitch. Jaruu, you see, he's mad. He did not like that comment, and he kind of swings at you.
Flander will step in and intervene.
Okay,
Yeah, Drew still has his sword out.
That's fine.
It's like, you truly wish to do this.
Look, we are not enemies here.
I'm tired of how you talk to me and to everyone else. I've had enough.
Have I lied to you?
I don't care if you've said the truth. I don't care if you think you're so high and mighty. Don't you ever talk about Talos or me or anyone else the way you do again, at least in my presence.
That I said he didn't betray you?
I don't care. You have treated everyone and me terribly, and I have done nothing but defend you when anyone has come after you. And he's pointing to like these people. He's like he points to like the body over there. He's like, we defended you, and you treat us like garbage.
Ek, you're upset right now. I don't blame you, but Jaruu is not our enemy here. I know his ways are a bit different. He's very pragmatic, and perhaps he's not always the most sensitive, but he has been our ally all this time. And I will sort of direct him, come tell me about Talos. I will compose such an epic for him that he will be remembered as the hero he truly was.
No, and I walk away for right now.
ooh,
I'll let him go.
Yeah, sometimes you need a little bit of time to collect your thoughts.
Space.
All right,
Past the
Eckankar walks to the far side of the shrine. The rest of you standing over there near the well. Lear, are you still in your form? As far as I knew, you were.
For now, yeah.
Yeah, you're still in your form. Noro stays quiet as you're talking amongst yourselves, but after Eckankar leaves, Noro leans in and says, "Well, I hope you'll be friends soon. But you can always just let me go, and I'll travel beyond my way. Won't trouble you."
I truly wish to kill something. Say it.
Noro, I think your best bet would be to go back to Tribor. Go and stay at the Six Windows Inn. The landlady there is delightful, and she would love to have you
Now that's
stay.
a prison.
Tell her I sent you.
He looks over at you, and then he looks over at Jaruu as if he's like, well, I don't think I want to say anything since this guy wants to kill me. And then he looks back over at you and says nothing at this point. He seems properly intimidated.
Very good. Sheath his sword and walk off.
Okay, you see that Jaruu walks off. I'm assuming a different direction than Eckankar.
I'm assuming we're heading back. So if he's heading back, I'm following him.
Well, Eckankar has sort of walked away from the main part of the group, made toward another part of the Ilmater shrine, and the rest of the group is sort of hovering over the well, near the well right now.
If we're all, I mean, like if we're all going to leave, it's not like Ekka's leaving.
Right.
He's going to follow you, but he's not. he's not associating with anyone right
Does he
now.
does he have any of his stuff still up here? This Noro?
I believe you had given him his
Papers and
There are two
things like that.
Jaroos.
Okay. So if he doesn't have any garbage left around, then
There are
let's,
two Jaroos.
it's fairly tidied up in here.
Well, one is enough.
I know.
So basically, Theo does a quick spin around, make sure it looks tidy-ish in here,
Okay.
and then he'll start heading back as well. He'll land and start walking back.
All right. The group of you gathers just south of the shrine. There are horses there for everybody. I believe everyone had their own horse when they first came here.
Except for Noro.
Noro doesn't
you're
have a
walking,
horse, and Lear is currently a scorpion, which the horses do not want to let get near.
Oh, well, maybe ride Lear's horse.
Once we're all heading back to the horses, I'll change back.
Okay.
Just kidding. You have to walk.
Yeah.
Who's taking Noro?
Lear changes back only to realize he's been left behind, and he's like, "Damn it, I'm out of change."
Hemo with a few deft sword swings cuts some brush and turns around to the party with a group of with a bunch of sticks in his hands and says, "Well, somebody is going to have to take Noro on the back of their horse. Take a stick. We will draw straws for the disfortune."
All right, I want everyone to roll me a. How about we say D20, and the lowest one has the lowest stick. How's that sound?
Got 10.
19.
I'll draw for X since he walked away.
18.
17.
Nate has 2. All right, I think Nate is the low stick with 2. Is that right? Is that the right one?
That was my
Theo,
stick.
you've got the short straw.
You could really mess with Eck and be like, no, Eck got the 2.
No, I'm trying to be helpful.
All right,
So,
you
Isn't Eck the one that arrested him?
yeah,
Well, then of course that is his responsibility.
it is. Well, what do
Okay.
you when we get up to the horses? What are you doing, Ek?
I'm just saddling back Eck. I can take him if need be.
Does
Just
does
tie him
Ek
up
say
and hoist
that?
him over the back.
Yeah, Eck will say I can take him.
He'll be
If-
very
you know.
quiet that whole ride.
Hemo looks at Theo and shrugs.
I'll shrug too, and I'll hand you the rope that we have. I will also tie on the other end onto his. I'm gonna tie his.
I'm letting him. I'm not dragging him
gods.
behind. He's on the horse with me.
You can ride
I'm
the
not a
horse with you.
monster.
He can ride on the horse with you. I just don't want him
Yeah,
doing anything
yeah.
to you, so I tie up his.
Yeah, he's tied. He's tied to the horse, but
All right,
he's on.
you're
he's
gonna
on
tie
the-
us.
Yeah.
There's no really reason to do this. I will assure you
Put a
that I
gag in his
there's
mouth.
nothing-
Like
Help-
Noro, I am normally a very compassionate man. Please do not test me right now.
This is not a good day for it.
He goes. Nora goes.
You're
Thank
under our
you.
protection as long as you play it cool.
Yes, while you are under arrest, you are also
Please.
under our protection.
All right, and his inside, I actually rolled a 20 for him. Thank you. So hopefully he's going to survive the roll. All right. So
I was being honest. So
It's a good thing. Good thing Fortuna's not there.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. So you mount on your horses and you are able to go. Where would you like to go? You want to head back to Tribord? Is there another place you want to go to, or what's the plan?
I think back to Tribor, right?
yeah,
Because it was kind of like a mission there and back.
Yeah, I mean, we were originally thinking we might find more information about the hag coming up here, right? And we did.
Yeah.
But not really her location. or
Kind
anything.
of.
That's the kind of
Yeah, I mean, we
information were
did
hoping.
get information about it, like, you know.
Yep.
No,
We did hear that she was going back to the tower, I think is what she said.
I think so.
So, and we know of a tower that she was clearly at one point. So we have a pretty good idea where she might be going. I think that'd probably be our
Yeah.
next move after. But I agree, Tribor first, and then let's go there.
All right, I'm going to bring up the
wait. How can we be sure Noro isn't Linaril in a stolen face?
Yeah, do we have a...
Hemo along the horse ride goes, wait, how can we know?
Can we detect the magic on these faces, or are they very subtle?
We figured out that you could grab the edge of the face mask.
You generally can't use detect magic to identify an illusion. They have.
All right, Noro, this we need to do this real quick. I cup his face gently looking for this
All right,
seed
give me-
if there's one.
Give me a.
Who did it earlier? Was
Give
it you?
me give me a
him.
perception roll right
I
now.
want to help him basically, but I'm wondering who,
Okay.
who
What do
actually
you
did it earlier.
roll for face off?
21 again. Not
All
bad.
right, you search around his face as you grab him, and he's very perplexed. He has the gag on him, and he's got his face. You're kind of pulling at his face and ripping at him. You do a thorough search of his face, and he seems to have a face.
Normally attached face.
Normally attached face, a regular face.
Not a mask.
I look at Theo. Normal face.
It's regularly attached.
Noro is
Seems
thoroughly
that way.
confused.
We're going to have to come up with a socially acceptable way to do that.
That's true. Yeah, that was a weird thing.
Is
I
there
said.
a pair of glasses we can create to tell who is a face stealer and who isn't?
I mean,
I
it's
think for
basically an
now we should
illusion.
just for now we should just put a mark on him.
The mask is an illusory thing, right? It adds illusion to your disguise, right? So basically, we just need to negate illusions,
Right.
and
Yeah,
should
we
be able to
can
see a lot
also do
better.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
So how do we do that? Let's do that.
You wish to waste a dispel magic on this?
No, not on him. Just later in the future when we want to figure it out. If somebody else is.
Like
we
a pretty.
need to test somebody.
You can make it. I mean, you can make it. You can actually make a check to interact. When you interact with an illusion, you have a chance of detecting that it is.
That's a good
Yeah.
point. That's a good point. We could check
Yeah.
and see if
Look at
his
the
face is
Barrowwoods.
actually like. Does he have blood hair? Right. You start to feel up in the
Right.
hair.
Right. Yeah.
Do you have blood hair, Mr. Noro?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that would be like, oh, it is her. Surprise attack right there.
That's what I mean. But
Chris,
it's either
she won't
then
go
or
after
later
my face.
when it's more opportune. So you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, you used perception to look. You didn't see anything, and you didn't have to save. So you're pretty sure that this is probably not a illusion or any creature. All right. So you're going to head back toward Tribal, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to
Good. Good.
All right, I'm going to move map back to Tribor. So here you are on the map of Tribor. Where do you want to go once you are in Tribor? This is the map that was there before. So go ahead and we can kind of bring everybody kind of together here. And by the is there anywhere else you want to go other than going to the tower?
Right now, no.
Okay.
I mean,
All right, you ride back. It is by the time you reach Tribor, the evening has set in. You've passed along the road coming to south toward Tribor. You've passed several groups of 2 or 3 Tribor soldiers. They are sort of they're on the scouting on the outskirts, looking for signs of these giants and goblins that are suspected of being nearby. But they are not traveling that far away from Tribor itself. They're staying pretty close, meaning they're not going to just go off on 2 or 3 to get killed. They're staying within the sight of the town, but they're just kind of looping on the outside.
As going in force.
Yeah, as you come riding down from the long road, you pass Fohammer's and the Oakenhill School of Blades. Over here.
Is it all normal or is it on fire?
Nope.
Yeah.
it's already burnt down. Yeah.
Isn't that the same?
Surrounded by
Isn't normal
bankers.
and on fire the same? All right. So you pass Fohammer's fort. You see Fohammer is standing out there. He has a wine in his hand or a mug of beer or something, and he's out there and he sees you walking by, and he gives you a hearty wave. He seems to be cleaning out his forge right now. He's got things moved and he's kind of sweeping things out and cleaning it out. It is now evening. Whatever festivities probably were in place here during your travels and coming back with the little feast that they had done, they had either handed out the food, ate food, or whatever. You're not sure, but now most of that is ebbed.
Good.
There doesn't seem to be any celebrations. The fight, in spite of the fact that there was the victory for the election, with the threat of something happening around the town and with all this events that have happened, sort of people have gotten scared.
Well, yeah, a bunch of people
fled.
died too.
Yeah, and they fled, and they're not going to celebrate after that tragedy. So that will take you back toward the tower, and that's where you end up.
Suppose we got to check in with the Lord Protector, right?
What you tell me what you want to do.
Yeah. Eck is gonna go report what he found to the Lord Protector.
All right.
Flander is going to take Noru to the 6 windows.
Well, Noro
I
is
need to
that.
bring him with me.
When you're
Right.
done.
All right. You exit your horses. Get off your horses. I'm returning your horses to the Happy Horse Ranch.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
up to
just
you.
leave sitting
Okay.
there now. Yeah.
Don't worry, they're still happy.
All right. You take Noru into custody and you approach the tower. The soldiers are there and they welcome you back. Eckankar Dune, Mr. Dune, welcome. You seem to have someone in custody here. Is there something you would like to report?
Yes, we need to meet with the Lord Protector immediately. This was the person we found around the shrine of Ilmater. She sent us there. Do you have anything to report in terms of the ogres and goblins?
We have seen nothing closing in, although we've seen remnants of tracks. There appear to be goblins and weird bird-like creatures in the nearby area. We've also seen signs of giants, but as far as anybody has reported, no one has seen any of these creatures up front and personal in the last few hours.
Pardon me, but do
Yeah.
you see any large circular indentations in the ground near these things?
No,
It
we
looks
have
like
not
a
seen anything like that. What are you looking for?
Large circular indentations in the ground. That,
Ah, yes, the shield foot.
Yeah.
We failed to find evidence of those before.
Yeah. So he looks and he
They're
says,
out there somewhere.
He says, "Yeah, I don't have any."
kind of looks like a shield was imprinted in the ground as footsteps. It's weirdly strange, but we saw this earlier.
Give me
Are you
a
able to-
give me a investigation roll.
Oh, I have that on my hot buttons. 25.
You think that those footprints
Dang.
were most likely caused by those elemental creatures, those gravity elemental creatures?
Gotcha. So we saw some shape that
Yeah.
might be similar from
Yeah.
those guys. Okay.
Yeah. You think that was probably from them?
I'll say that out loud. I say, oh yeah, that was probably those then. If they're not moving around any longer.
Yeah.
Took care of
Were
those.
are you able to discern which direction these tracks were moving?
Well, last we saw, there were several to the south, to the west, and some to the north, and they seem to be kind of circling. They're going around. They're kind of going adjacent and around the town. We're trying to figure out what they mean. But we haven't. They've kind of come into town and they circle a little bit, and they've kind of just gone away from town. Is it their scouting? So we think that there might be some cause for alarm. We're definitely raising the alarm with this. Everyone's on edge right now.
And to the east?
We haven't seen much to the east.
But you have gotten reports back from your troops.
Yes, troops have been there, but we haven't seen much movement to the east.
Good. Thank you. Apologies for interrupting.
Yes, we need to go meet with Lord Protector immediately. Is she in the tower?
Yes. I'll bring the map up at the tower and we can go in. It's a day map, but we can, it's evening now. That's okay. Okay, so here's the map that we have for the tower itself. You guys can put yourself just south of the tower by the statue. Just down there. I will make sure that I bring Noro over with you so that you'll have him.
To not cause alarm, I think we have ungagged him.
Okay. All right, that seems fine.
Yeah.
Oh, but he'll cause annoyance.
He will cause annoyance.
Keep Jaruu,
You know?
Just keep Jaruu nearby. He'll be nice and quiet.
Oh yeah.
All right. So you've gathered up near the statue of Saint Oswin as you approach the tower, talking to one of the soldiers here who is speaking with Eckankar. Where is he at? I'll put him over by here. All right. You see that ahead of you is the tower itself, and he tells you, well, the Lord Protector is inside. You may go with. What would you like me to do with your prisoner?
I think it would be important that the Lord Protector question this man herself.
Very well. Well, we'll come inside the main gate here, and I'll seek her out. He walks into here, inviting you sort of to follow. The rest of you decide what you want to do. Do you want to follow him, or do you want to go inside or do something else? What would you choose to do?
I'll follow Eckankar. I think it's important to hear how all of this shook out from Duvesashane's perspective.
I'll follow along and I'll lean over to Hemo. Exactly what law did he break by being there?
I'm under the impression we're operating as a just book him for whatever, bring him in for questioning kind of thing.
Profiling, got it.
We work for this group called the Pinkertons.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a bard. He does fancy himself a bard, so, you know.
All right, you got to go into the foyer?
You could probably claim some sort of desecration.
Yeah.
All right, let me open it up and kind of reveal that part of the map.
Because I imagine you're not allowed to be there.
All right, so you can kind of enter in. You'll know that from past times that you were here, that this door here is the door that you've been into several times. This is beyond that is the offices of Chandrel, and beyond that is a meeting room that she would hold information in. These other rooms that exist down here are most likely kind of internal offices. They're sort of like floater offices that the 12 will use, or will use them for meetings regarding if you have to sign documentation or anything like that. They're not assigned to anyone in particular. If you go up these stairs here, up the stairs, there are more specific offices, including Chandrel's, the Lord Protector's main offices up there, as well as Tar's main office and a few other meeting rooms. Eckankar, you've been here before, and you probably know what these rooms are. All right, you can see that you walk in, and you would most likely want to go through this door if you're trying to find Darathra. Is there anything else you want to do?
Who are these militia? Do you recognize them?
Yeah, they're all just normal militiamen. They sort of loiter. They're sort of talking and standing in the main entry hall. They're kind of keeping guard. You think that they're being a little bit more on edge since they have this
potential invasion.
They've seen things happening around now. They only know that each of you have reported some violent actions in the week before near or around town. A couple of you, and they've had these situations going on, and they've had this whole situation with the election and this elder hag thing going on. So they're just sort of on alert.
Which we definitely helped to fight off.
Yeah,
the hag. So
yeah.
Gotta have some gold star going on right now.
And they can't figure out how that fireball got launched to kill all those people.
Yeah. Well, Theo, you literally have a gold star, so.
All right, Eckankar, you travel, you move up to the door here, and you're able to knock on the door. And when you do so, Darathra will come to the door, and she will open it.
Dun, dun, dun.
And she will invite you in. Zoom the map a little bit just to kind of get some insight of what's going on.
It's gonna get a little cramped in here. Whoever wants to come with.
Nemo, you coming too?
Beyond that, she says, Eckankar, you've arrived. What news have you?
So we have news of the hag, and we found the person who was skulking around the Ilmater shrine, and he brings up Noro. It was this man.
Noro is brought before Darathra Chandrel. As you brought up, Darathra looks over and says, and he's not gagged anymore, just his hands are bound, right?
Yeah, just his hands.
And Noro goes, Lord Protector, I understand. You must be the one in charge. Please, I was simply doing some research for a field journal I'm putting together for. I was wandering past the Ilmater shrine, and now I was doing some simple work, and these hoodlums, these thugs, came in and they took me away. I don't know what they were thinking.
Yes, we need to find a crime to charge him with, apparently.
This one is the only one with any common sense, he says, looking over at Jaruu.
Hey, Noro, don't forget we were attacked while we were there talking to you peacefully, and we did not include you in the fight and protected you from them at the same time.
Oh, yes, and Lord Protector, one band of thugs had a confrontation with another band of thugs, and the two of them were most likely fighting for territory. I believe one of them was flashing signs. I don't know what it meant, but I'm sure it was wicked.
Hemo walks into the room. Darathra, this man is an idiot. I am very certain of that fact. But we still cannot figure out why he was there. This is a very dangerous place for someone like him.
Yes, he seemed to be he was gaining stories for some sort of historical literature, but Theo, I believe, you asked him questions about the area and he didn't have any answers.
Yeah,
Thought he was
completely
close
off
to
base.
Yartar.
Yep. Thought he was by Yartar. He doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground.
There is your crime. He got lost.
Well, wait a minute. You are the Lord Protector of Yartar, are you not? So he asks Darathra, and Darathra looks back and says, Well,
See the three boars?
I mean, basically, he was
Have you guys
squatting
seen any of
and
the
defiling
flags?
the shrine.
defiling the shrine. What is your name, sir? And Noro says, I am Noru Regalis,
Bring up.
great adventurer, and I am documenting most of the Sword Coast. I am here in Yartar to gather information. Well, I was north of Yartar in your Ilmater shrine, which I found. I do not believe that you needed to arrest me. And Darathra looks over at Hemo and Eckankar. And then she looks at Hemo and Eckankar. And then she just goes
Sometimes
and closes the door.
I'm gonna knock again.
Sometimes we do these things for their own safety.
All right.
Yeah,
Theo just shakes his head.
we don't know this guy.
Within a moment, she opens the door. She's like, I just needed a moment. There is plenty of things that are going on here. This Noru, is he of danger?
It's uncertain right now. We know he has no idea where he is. He doesn't seem like he's drunk, but
He's still more a danger to himself than anyone else.
Well, I'm not.
Flander had the
protecting
idea to take him to the hotel in the area. Flander,
You had a suggestion?
It would be my pleasure.
Frankly, the fact that he is not dangerous is what's surprising. There's goblin armies, there's giants.
honestly, we did him a favor. He's
How-
probably safer here.
How did this man survive out there? We were. Is Jaruu there?
He didn't
He's
know
standing
he
right there.
couldn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's
in the back.
Hemo looks and says, "We were attacked by brigands much stronger than Noro here. How did he survive?"
I
Yes,
think
they
they
were
were
shadar-kai.
brigands. They
We
clearly
didn't let him
knew
anywhere
him.
near them.
What are you gonna say, Drew?
Seems
But yes,
like
they were shadar-kai.
Yes, and Hemo, I don't think they were brigands. They clearly knew Jaruu and why he's here and his sword.
It just did not seem the matter at hand.
Yeah, they didn't attack him because he was irrelevant. Maybe that's the problem here. Well, here, why don't we put him up for the room since we brought him all the way back here? You're not dead. You should take that as a blessing, Noro.
Oh, well, if you want to give me a room for the night, I'd gladly accept it. Though you should probably toss in maybe a draft of wine or two.
I would
perhaps
if you would show me some of your maps.
Oh, my maps. You certainly may. What would you like to see?
I'll start asking him about the Sword Coast and the surrounding countryside.
Excellent. Please. Should we sit over dinner and discuss the Sword Coast, as it were? I have many maps I am going putting together a field guide for all of the Sword Coast.
You know what? I actually would like that.
Himo goes,
Especially if you've got any
short
details from
straw.
Yartar. I'll untie his arm.
I can't wait till all the maps are done in crayon.
Yeah, I know, right? He'll actually just start walking off with them. Like,
All
so,
right.
so do you have any news from Yartar? What's the latest of that? And I'll sort of guide him back out of the tower.
He looks as he walks out. You hear him say. You hear him say to you. He says, "Oh, my dear friend, you keep saying things, but don't you? I hate to break this to you, but I believe we are in Yartar."
He looks at literally at the 3 boars
Yeah.
that are up on the wall. And points at them. Is it going to set in yet that you're in Tribor? No.
He looks over at the. He looks over. And goes,
Looks at all the soldiers and their little crests on their things. My little deputy badge that I got.
So on our way to on our way to Yartar, we stopped in Tribor.
Yeah.
Well, that's
But
quite
we're not
different.
actually going any further. We're all stopping here. Tomorrow you can go on your own.
Well, I plan to go to Yartar.
That's a lovely place, and he might be able to do an insight on me not believing that.
Okay. He says to you, well then, but yes, I have plenty of maps I can show you.
I'll buy you dinner then. Let's go.
All right, where are you taking him to eat?
Good luck, Theo.
Thanks.
You take him anywhere specific?
Have fun.
Just I don't remember the name of it, but the last place that Flander was saying it was pretty.
6 windows, yeah.
6 windows?
I'll
that
go
where
with
you
you.
wanna go to?
No, that's the one that's on the edge of town on the south side, right?
Yes, it is.
I'm not going to that one.
That horny lady.
And you didn't sing there, Flanders. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me your lies.
Oh, I'm not lying. I didn't sing there.
Yeah, I'm talking about the last place that he sang at, whatever that bar. Whatever that
Oh,
pub is.
right.
But the landlady was very nice to me.
Yeah, I believe that was at the Tribor Arms that I believe that you were at.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to get him out of the tower now as I start walking with him.
no
out.
problem. All right, you take him off to the Tribor Arms.
All right.
Give me a second here because I need to bring up the documentation on Tribor just so I have it available for you.
Just getting him out of everyone's hair. We'll see how that plays out.
He's your friend now.
My source books, adventures. It's under adventures, and it's under.
Watch, he explodes.
It's just he's too mysterious. He has to be. There's got to be something up with him.
He's either hiding something or he's intensely incompetent.
Or yeah, maybe he's so incompetent that somehow it goes back around to he's like an adventurer savant.
Did you say
I hope you're wrong, but
intensely?
you might be right.
Intensely
Intensely
or
incompetent.
intentionally?
I said intensely, but yeah.
All right, so you're gonna take him. You take him to the Tribor Arms.
Yeah.
All right. You're gonna wander over to the Tribor Arms in hopes of taking this documenter of history. This maybe you can call a cartographer of some sort. To find yourself within the inn. So you walk into Tribor Arms. It's a busy place, but people seem to be subdued again. With all the things that are happening in town, it's definitely one of those points where the band isn't playing, it's being quiet, but people are at a murmured talking to each other. As you walk in, you can see around just around the corner there, as you walk in the darker corner, you can see Zindra there with a bottle in front of her, and a part of maybe part of a meal that's half eaten, and she seems to be kind of hand down like this, looking at her something like her food maybe, and she has a mug next to her. Other than that,
Valid.
you see the bartender himself smile at you and give you a little nod and wave you in.
Yeah, we'll just look for a table.
Are you able to find a table easily
Like-
enough? Are you going to sit
like-
by yourself? Or are you going to go over and talk to Zindra, or you can try to join another table?
Introduce them to Zindra,
Oh,
then
God.
fail.
Oh, Zindra would love Noro.
Oh boy.
Do we want him to end up dead in the river, or I don't know? No, I literally do want to basically use the opportunity to investigate him and investigate his what he's claiming, right? That he's been researching the area and that he's been, looking into.
I'll bring up the map just so we can all be looking at the tribord.
Yeah, so that's his goal, he wants to get food and beer anyways, but he wants to investigate this guy and see, like, if he has any good information, he's going to cross-reference it with everything that he knows already about the area, right? Everything he knows that's been going on.
Yep.
And then basically Theo wants to see if there's any new news that he can actually share through all of the inane chatter that he
all right,
no doubt
give me
share.
What I want you to do is I want you to give me an investigation roll.
All right. And also, if he gets an opportunity with one of the barkeeps or whatever, he's going to say, I'm going to pick up Syndra's tab too.
All right. Zindra has collected a tab of 16 silver pieces for her food and drink.
Okay, no problem.
God dang.
All right. Are you going to tell him to tell Zindra who picked the tab up for you?
Just at some point, if I catch her eye, I'll wave hi.
All right. You go ahead and give me your roll for investigation. What'd you get?
I got a 13.
All right. After talking to this
Gosh,
gentleman,
can we get a nearby seat?
what do you want to do?
Probably could. I'll be there for a little while.
Follow behind and get a nearby seat.
If you want to, sure. Anybody else wants to come to the Tribal Arms, you're welcome to. Just put your character next to the Tribal Arms, so I know you're going to be there.
Timo comes running up. I thought we were going to Six Windows, but I'll go to Tribal Arms.
Ek is waiting patiently outside of Shendral's office.
Okay. All right. Anybody else going
We will
down
be
with
hanging
Theo
out
and
with
Hemo?
Ek.
All right.
I'm going.
All right. Go ahead. Okay, so Flander, you're going to also move down there? Perfect. You're going down.
Yep.
Okay, Flander's down there too. Perfect. The rest of you, the two of you actually walk in behind. You can see Noru and this
Theo.
sitting at a table. They are just enjoying just a meal,
asking
perhaps
all the
talking.
questions I can,
You
basically.
see, there's a couple of spent glasses and probably had some food. The rest of you have come in and are talking to them in the
Actually, I
distance.
stayed back with Eckankar.
You can do that. Lear, I don't
In the
know.
opposite corner.
Yeah, Lear, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll stay with Eckankar.
All right, the three of you. The rest of you go down there. You're chatting with him. You basically talk to him. And you get the sense that he believes he's creating a journal or a guide of some sort. He wants to be a great author. He has visions of grandeur about being a great author. But you get the sense that he's sort of
Every time he sort of gets off into like his vision he wants to do, he tries to redirect me back to, okay, so then where did you go before this, and when did you do this? What did you see? Where did you see here? What do you got for paper and like show me?
Yeah, so he's been through Waterdeep. He's traveled up the coast to Neverwinter. He's traveled a little bit around the surrounding area from the maps. The maps are a little bit chaotic. There's several corrections on it. They're hand drawn, as if he's trying to build his own maps. And you find copies of other maps that he's been using. So he uses other references to get around. But for the most part, he's just been wandering the area and doesn't seem to have much in the way of more to offer.
So he is an idiot savant. Must have the lucky feet.
Could. Yeah, he didn't get injured at all in those fights, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, he just all right. The rest of you guys, Hemo and Flander, you're able to go in. What would you like to do? Anything special inside of the Tribal Arms?
I'm gonna
Sit
step-
down, get a glass of wine, and wait for Noro to do something ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. He basically starts telling stories. He quickly goes from telling you about his adventures to start regurgitating stories of his adventures.
Yeah, I think once I've sort of established and cross-referenced what I do know about the area and things he's seen, and I do ask him if he's encountered any goblins or giants or seen tracks or any of that stuff too.
All right. He does. Let's see what he says. Oh, giants! Yes, many giants. They traveled. There was one giant who traveled across the world in a cloud. He looked down upon me and he knew me by name, as I am a famous cartographer, and he said, Noru! And I looked up at him and I said, strange giant in the clouds, do you have a name? And he said, yes, of course I do. He says, I am Amaretto-ish. And he said to me, and I said to him, Amaretto-ish.
Is there a pause in the middle of that?
Amaretto-ish, tell me, what do you need? And he says, I wish to impart all of my knowledge on you, Noru. And I was like, well, welcome, Amaretto-ish. He keeps
Flander,
going.
take a drink every time he says something obviously bullshit.
Yeah, at this point, so after I've sort of established that he's kind of not really good at what he does, I think he'll just sit back and let him tell his tales. And, and every once in a while he'll ask an absurd question just to see where he goes with it.
He starts talking and he
leans
leans
cloud,
over.
for example, like I'd be like, so wait, what kind of cloud was it?
He leans, as he's talking, he starts talking, he leans into the person next to him at the table next to him, and he goes, Amaretto-ish, the cloud giant. He literally starts talking, and he's touching, and he's leaning over and talking to people, and people start turning and looking at him.
Do an arcane check on that.
And as they do,
Of course.
as they do, he begins telling not just you the tales, but the people around him, and the people around him are intrigued. They're like, what is this? And he just seems to kind of branch off, and he talks to people and will ask questions.
Can I tell if he's doing any spell casting while he's doing all this?
Give me an Arcana roll. What do you got?
22.
He doesn't seem to be doing anything magical or mystical.
I've seen bards work, is my point.
Yeah,
So.
He seems to be a teller of tall tales, a caster of yarns, and he takes people's.
He's just good at it.
He takes people's kind of ambitions and speak as he asks them questions, and he turns them into stories that include that sort of rhetoric. And as he does so, you find your meals have been paid for, your food has been paid for.
Should I put my 2 gold pieces back?
Yeah, you put your paid. Okay. As he's talking, you see the more and more of the crowd kind of gathering around him. And he says, "Oh, but I must go." And they're like, "No, don't go." And they shove more alcohol and more food in his way. And he goes, "Well, I need a place to stay tonight. If I could stay here, but perhaps I could be here. Oh, you could stay here." And people start arguing about who wants to let them sleep in his barn.
Well, I'm just enjoying this ride at this point, honestly.
All right, you as you talk, you see Zendra looks up, and as he sees Flander and Hemo and Theo all there, she looks over at you, and she kind of gives you a look like maybe she feels like embarrassed in some ways, and she kind of looks at you and she kind of fidgets and looks down, and she takes a big drink of her.
I'll since he's got the whole crowd going, with it, and I don't know if you guys are seeing this too, but I'll scoot over to her table.
All right, you slide over to her table. And she's got her big ale in it, and she's got it in her. She drinks it down. And she looks over at you and she says, "You're missing the stories over there. A bard doesn't come through here too often. Flander only was here once."
I'm not a fan of bards.
She kind of gives you a smirk. She's like, "Me either. They're all full of bullshit."
Yeah, they are. I don't hear a lot of people say that.
Well, you don't talk to me very much.
Yeah, maybe it's because you're always scowling. You got that nasty grin on your face.
She
smirks a little bit at her.
She looks over at you. She's like, "Well, I'm not the one who travels with fucking Eckankar."
Ooh.
She kind of looks over. She kind of looks over at you, kind of raising a brow.
Yeah,
you can tell.
I'm a little startled by the thing, and I'm like, she might be able to tell. I'm thinking about, the tale of Talos, right?
She looks over and she goes, "Talos, this whole traitor thing, the tale that he tells everybody. It was obvious. He fucked up." And he doesn't want to admit it.
Puts his hand up. Theo puts his hand up to like stop. Shit just got really real today up at the shrine.
There was a woman who ripped my friend's face off, and then ripped Flander's face off, and then you're telling me that now it's getting real?
Yes. And I feel like I'm stealing Eckankar's story here but I already know he's told you it, so I'm going to tell you what I saw today. I saw Talos without his face as a zombie. So she had definitely done it to him too. At the shrine.
I don't know who's more of the bullshitter. If it's that fucking guy telling stories of like some cloud giant, or you telling stories about some bullshit Talos. You know, and she's obviously clearly drunk.
Sure.
And she says, I tell you this, whatever happened with the hag, you know what I didn't do? Shit either. And now I have to live with it. I don't even know where she went to. I should have killed her. And now you're concerned about Eckankar and his bullshit?
No, I'm really actually concerned about the hag. I think we're going to go after her tomorrow. But I'm looking around the room like it's a little late tonight.
Well, where are you gonna stay then? You're going back home to your little place you stay in?
Yeah, I was probably going to go back up to Hemo's.
I think she was trying to hook up with you.
Are you whispering that over? You're on the
I'm
other side of town.
not there.
Other side of town.
Yeah, it's like a voice on the- like the voice
the
of
other
the-
side of town,
Hemo's just drinking
Jaruu.
more wine. Like
Jaruu's clearly the.
It's like, Jaruu, what did you just say?
Yeah, the angel and devil. Jaruu is definitely the devil.
Yeah.
The
So,
owl,
yeah, I'll
there's
probably-
the owl sitting there.
Yeah.
I'll probably go back up to Hemo's, but I don't want to yet. I want to sit here for a little while and just
Well, good.
relax a
'Cause
little bit. I
that-
got more drink to finish anyways. How are you doing on yours?
Well, whatever it is, you can buy me. Barkeep, 2 more. The teller of tales.
I'll wave him over too. So I'll sit and drink with her for a little bit.
Right. She's.
So Theo did know 2 women of ill repute from Yartar.
Yes, I did.
Just keep that in mind.
All right. She begins telling you. She says. She says. I don't know anymore what's going on. I just want it. You know, the whole thing with Duvessa. I don't even know where to start with that. I mean, it all started with my sister, I guess, when she left, and then I met Duvessa, and she was so special, and now she's just gone. And what do I have left to cling to? This bar. And maybe I should go find my sister in Silvery Moon. I don't know. But I'm not going to pay attention to assholes like that, or assholes like Eckankar, or anyone else right now. And she starts drinking her beer. And you can tell she's definitely a kind of encapsulated and kind of engrossed in her thoughts more. She's like outer monologuing or inner monologue, and not probably filtering much out right now.
Sure.
But she seems to be very upset about what's going on. Do you think she, for the most part, is sort of really down about the fact that all this stuff happened with the hag, and she wasn't able to save the day? You know, it kind of irritates her.
Yeah. Well, Theo's gonna keep drinking. He's in it for a little while. He'll complain about bards generally, as well. He'll say he'll actually go into a story for himself a little bit. He say he knew a bard, back in Yartar. Thought he was his best friend, and he was a great performer. Knew all of the how to keep an audience going, and he sort of gesturing back to this guy, and even are you here as well, Flander? You are Flander.
Flander is over in there, yeah.
Gestures at Flander.
Flander is there.
To know how to keep an audience, and
Flander at Hemo's table. We're just watching all the drama.
and apparently knew how to steal women too. Just after that, could not stick around Yartar anymore. I had to get out. I felt like my mind was gone. Like I just didn't know how to live there anymore after he betrayed me like that. And he's starting to get a little worked up.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't understand how somebody could do that to their friend.
She looks over at you. As Indra looks over at you, she's like, I understand. The only problem is that we need a little more of this. But I'm gonna tell you this. You know what you say to that girl who would not stay with you but went with that bar, you tell her, screw you, girl. Screw you, girl. And then she drinks and she's like, you don't want that. You don't need that. And those bars, and she looks over and she yells out randomly. The rest of the people are hearing the story. They're all of a sudden from the around the corner, you hear somebody yell, "Screw you, Bard!
Screw you!"
And they're like what? They're gonna look back, and then they kind of look back at them. They're very confused by this random comment, and they just start going back to listen to the bar.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. He says it to himself a few times too. Screw you. Screw her.
Yeah,
Like, I don't-
screw her.
Two sad drunks.
Pretty much.
In the corner.
Yeah. All right. Meantime, before I go
this
too
point-
far, Flander and Hemo, you're there. There, you see this person telling tales. You see that Hemo has disappeared over by Zindra, and they've been spending time talking and eating, mostly drinking. Theo, talking with Zindra. So Hemo and Flander, what are you guys gonna do?
Flander is going to get up and leave.
All right. You get up and leave. Hemo,
It's like, I've heard enough.
Flander? What?
I
Maybe
think
he's
I'm going to go back
jealous.
to Eckankar's. I think I'm going to go back to Eckankar's. I think the only company that's going to welcome me tonight is my horse.
Someone's a little jealous, huh?
What? Could you hear us talking over there? I thought the other bard was.
Flander's kind of getting spurned right now.
All I'm just hearing is screw you, Bard, screw you, girl.
Maybe he's just not used to
Oh,
his
I
new
figured.
face.
I figured we were being a little quieter. in
Yeah,
the
I would.
corner, but
She was
Yeah,
trying to be
you
quiet.
figured.
until
was trying to
the
be
Yeah,
outburst.
you thought.
The outburst, but other than the outburst that
Yeah.
we kind of both did, I figure like the most of the talking would have been that other bard just telling his tall tales.
Yeah, you can decide, Hemo, Flander, whether you want to hear that or not. Hemo, what do you
I
want?
think Pimo does the only thing I can think to do as a person in that situation, and that is finish his wine.
Attaboy.
Finish Flanders' wine. Stumble out of the bar and go home.
All right.
Oh,
So the two of them
God.
left. You're still in the bar. Let's move
I
over.
love living in the quest town. I can just go home.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you know.
I don't
Yeah,
know
you don't
why, but
have
it
to
just
like
feels
wait.
right.
So Eckankar,
I don't have to pay.
Lear, and Jaruu, you are back at the tower. What are you going to do? This stuff is going on already. What is your plan for you guys to do? Anything
Like I
planned?
said, I think I'm just waiting for Chandrel to open the door. But I've clocked. Obviously, Lear. I'd imagine you're standing close to me. I know Jaruu is there and a farther away. I think I just look over at Lear and I'm like, "Thank you for staying here. I do appreciate it."
No worries.
Chandrel's going to open the door eventually after it doesn't too much longer after everyone left. She opens the door and she says tomorrow we must make plans. I don't know what's going on with these creatures that are nearby the town, but I've sent word, and it's important that you be the one who aids me. I've sent word to Silvery Moon. They're sending me on someone to help move the thing that is in the basement, and you're gonna be helping that Harper. So tomorrow evening, come find me, and we will start making plans. Until then,
Yes,
do whatever
of course.
Tarth tells you to do. Make sure to keep the town safe.
Yes, of course. But I must ask you one thing. At the Ilmater Shrine, I did come upon a body that was of my friend Talos, who I thought had betrayed me.
What? Your friend Talos was at the shrine? Was that I thought the person was that idiot.
He was below in this well area. This hag has took his face, and he had no part in the stealing of the item.
The item that she carries, you said. That
Yes.
this hag, this elder hag, carries the item she stole. What is she? We don't even know why she wants it. It fell from the sky along with, and then she curls her lips and almost, she says, fell from the sky along with something else.
Yes, he, as I said, it was him, and it wasn't him. He didn't have memory of what she was looking for or why she was after it, but it was him. He had, it may mean nothing to you, but he had this. This meant, and he holds up the ring. This meant everything to him.
She takes the ring and she says, he said nothing more?
To clarify, you did hear him say something about the name of it. He said,
"Oh, right."
He called it Eos's shard, I think, or
Eo's shard. Eo.
Yeah, Eos's shard. Yes,
Eos's
he
shard,
called
or
it,
Shar's plunder.
Eos's shard, and it had
Plunder.
it had something to do with Shar.
That thing was a Eo's shard? What does that mean?
I'm not sure what it means, but he said it has something to do with the goddess Shar.
Ah, the Night Maiden. She has been part of more than one ill-gotten plot in my time. The people who serve her, they serve almost as chaos. They call it nothing. I call it insanity. I don't know what this shard that this thing creature has to do with Shar's blunder, or why they call it Eo's shard. But
Are we sure it wasn't Shart?
Nope, it wasn't.
Sorry.
Shard.
Resist.
I'm not sure what goddess Shar has to do with this exactly, but
Have
I'll
you
do
seen
anything you need of me.
Have you seen any signs of Shar in what you've seen so far?
I'm not sure. We have a companion from the Shadowfell.
She goes back at Jaruu. She kind of bites her lip.
Jaruu.
She goes, like she looks over at Jaruu and then she leans in and she goes, and if you want to try to listen to Jaruu, you can. Just give me a perception roll. We'll see it. We'll see if you hear what she says. What'd you get?
Crit.
Oh!
You hear her say this. She says,
I'm just staring at them.
yeah. So she leans in. She kind of leans in like she's trying to hide. Like she's trying to nonchalantly imagine I'm talking to Hugh and I look and I kind of look like this, but I'm like whispering something. And she hear her say, I would never trust a shadar-kai. That's what she says. That's what she says to you. And then she kind of looks up and she kind of glances at you and she goes,
How many have you known?
what's that?
How many have you known?
Is that what you're going to say to her?
Mhm.
Him? Her? She looks over at you and she says, I've not known that many, but I can tell you the ones that I've run across are not ones to be trifled with. They bring despair.
They don't bring it so much as follow.
Whatever the case is, I've never found a shadar-kai bringing anything positive. Maybe you're the difference. I don't know.
Well, I guess we should all just judge all by the actions, right? Is that how that works?
I have to be careful.
Having a rough day today.
I have to be careful. She says, I have to be careful. I can't trust you yet. But
Fair enough.
But I know that Hyrule trusts you. You returned his item, and I give you that much.
I think I'll turn to Chandra. I was like, ma'am, I don't like him, but he has proven trustworthy. He has fought by my side. Like I said, he can be quite blunt. I don't think he deserves what you're saying to him now.
All right, give me a persuasion roll. What are you gonna get?
Let's see. Persuasive, but
Yeah.
18.
All right.
Not bad.
She looks down and she says, that's fair enough, Jaruu. I will simply put him in your charge for what's going to happen. If you want to include him, and he looks over at you and then looks back at Eckankar. I trust you, Eckankar. And if you think that this shadar-kai is trustworthy, then I should at least take that much into a consideration. Very well.
You protect the balance, no? That's what you harpers do. This is what I've discovered.
We protect what's right.
You seek to balance the realms.
She thinks about it for a moment and she says, mostly we just do what's right. She seems to be insistent on that.
Color it how you will. But I assure you, I seek to protect the balance of much more than just this village.
The balance, the fields of gray, don't always interest the harpers.
Our paths are aligned at this moment in time.
That is true. I do not know what's surrounding this city, and Eckankar has a responsibility that I'm placing upon him. You seem to be working with Eckankar. If you wish to aid Eckankar, we thank you. That's all I can ask for.
Know that the spell plague is a real threat.
Oh, I am aware, she says to you. And until recently, I thought this was the perfect place to keep something that was dangerous, because it is better if no one knows it's ever there.
What do you know of the spell plague?
The spell plague itself? The spell plague was caused by the defeat of Mystra. She looks kind of wistfully into the kind of almost past you. It's just, she's recalling the words to herself. When Mystra was killed, the weave collapsed. The collapse was the Shara thought that she could capture the weave as it collapsed to take control of it. But it would happen too quickly. She couldn't control it. It all fell apart. And when it did so, it unleashed wave after wave of devastation. Idar and our world itself, two worlds that were slowly over time pulling toward each other, suddenly were drawn to each other in a cosmic event. That collision unleashed such great forces that shattered the very existence that we lived in.
It shattered more than that. It affected everything.
Well, I can tell you what I know about here. What happens beyond there, and she kind of points to the clouds, to the sky. What happens there, and she kind of points toward the moon and the moon and the trailing tears. What's happening in the outer world, I know not more, but I can tell you from history. I wasn't alive then, but I can tell you what I know from reading. Dangerous it was. Rocks and places floating across the sky. People dying of the plague itself. It was only with the second sundering, when Ao set right the world and pulled the world apart, that the spell plague ended.
What more do you know of it? What of a plant? Any relation?
I don't know more than that. I've told you all that I've researched.
Who? We tell her about the flower that's in the pool.
Yeah.
I don't know if we did or not.
I don't recall, but you can tell her. She says the flower. Well,
I believe we did.
Yeah. And what do you know of this flower? Did we ever find anything more about it?
No, that's why I'm asking you.
She says, I don't know what could have possibly been.
Who amongst your organization would know more? Who do you trust to know?
Well, we have someone coming into town soon. They may know. Reach out to me then. We'll gather. Perhaps I am not as high up in the Harper organization as others have been. I have my duties here. Perhaps someone else with more knowledge can answer your questions. Let's speak tomorrow evening, perhaps. Well, I'm expecting our visitor to arrive then. When we do, we will figure out how we're going to move this, and I will reveal more to you.
Before we leave, I would ask, may seem small with everything that's happening right now, but I would ask that you put out word of Talos's innocence in all of this. I don't care what may befall of it, but everyone should know that he had no part of this.
She kind of gives a sigh, and she says, Mr. Dune, I respect your position, and I promise you, once we have some breathing room here, I will make a day specially for him. I will announce to everybody what happened, and I'll take your word as the word of Ilmater himself, and of his innocence. Help me save this town and deal with what we have to deal with, and I promise I will make that happen. But for now, we just have too many things going on.
He bows and he's like, I'll do everything I can. And I'll leave.
Very well. She says, be safe, be careful, and vigilant. We don't know what's happening around the outskirts of town. If you hear anything, report back immediately. All right. Anything else you're going to do here inside of the tower? Okay. The rest of you, the two of you leave. Lear, are you leaving with them?
Yes.
Okay. The three of you leave. Where are you going to go to?
Home. I'm going home.
All right.
Both of you can come with me if you want.
Day.
I'll follow.
All right. Eckankar.
If you don't mind, I will sleep in the trees on the edge of your land again.
Of course, you're always welcome, Leah.
All right. You head back to your home. It's late in the evening, and let me see if I have that available. Let's see here.
See Flander talking to his horse. He's like, "Man, they're really mean to me."
It's hilarious.
Flander's just in the stable.
What's that? Flander's
All
gonna
of
be
a sudden, Alan pulls up a battle map of
My house is on fire.
A stat block for the horse.
That's
There's
funny.
6 dragons.
6. You said Dragon Slayer, not Dragons.
All right,
Slayer.
I'll bring the map up, and we'll go from there. Give me 1 second. All right, you can put yourself on the map. You can also see sitting in the living room is
This X place.
This is Eckankar's place.
Yeah.
Is Kali and Jorlin sitting in the living room. They are Kali has had her third mug of coffee. Her staff is sitting. Her spear is sitting against the wall. Jorlin's is sitting down. Her belly 5 months along, maybe getting close to 6 months along now. But they're having conversation as you approach. And you can see that you've been a little distracted, but you can see part of your walls are up in this room that has been being put together here. You can see that kind of
on the left.
Yeah, that area to the side here. This is like the area that they're putting together for the nursery and the new room. So, and this is the door. So they
stoop out there.
Yeah, it's kind of around there, and you have a small light that exists outside. So that's your kind of area that you're existing in. And I just want to know if there's anything you want to do. Your horse is probably going to be back. I just had an icon there, but I'm assuming you're going to bring your horse back. All right.
Yeah.
So go ahead and you're going to come walking into your house, or what are you going to do?
I think Lear is planning on sleeping in the trees. I think he will just look at him and he's like, thank you for staying by my side.
Absolutely. Even though you may want to be alone, it is good to know you are not alone.
Thank you, my friend. I'll see you in the morning. Jaruu, what are you doing? Are you
Actually, Drew's gonna set up outside of your house. He sets up a tiny hut.
Okay. Lear, are you going to join him in the tiny hut, or are you going to do something else?
I'm just gonna hang out in the trees. I'll
right.
pack a hammock, hang it up.
This, by the way, is the road. This road here is the road that you saw Callie coming up before. You're bringing your sign and things like that. Before you had stayed next to you probably had your tiny hut either here or here before, right close to the place where before. So it's easy enough to create a tiny hut again. Okay, so you're gonna cut up a tiny hut, and Lear's gonna be there. Eckankar, you walk up to the house. As you approach the door, Jorlin smiles and says, "Eckankar, you're back." And you see Callie kind of as quickly but as politely as possible come to her feet, and she stands sort of at the ready. She says, "There's been nothing happened here. It's been very quiet."
I think he's been very tense. I think his shoulders kind of let down. He's like, it's good to hear. And he goes over to Jorlin's and embraces her.
Yeah.
Like, I thank you so much, Cully. I'm indebted to you.
You're still injured, right?
Oh yeah.
Very
much so, actually.
Callie says,
You just come home every night covered in blood.
pretty much.
And new scars.
Kind of.
Callie walks up to you and says, "Yes, I was able to speak with several of the guards. Lord Protector Darathra Chandral would like to speak with you tomorrow evening. If you are,
Yes,
have you spoke to her since?"
Yes, it was our first stop. We had someone we needed to bring to her attention, and I had some information myself.
Very well, she says. Well, Mrs. Dune, I'll be making my way. I'll check on you again tomorrow if you wish. She looks over at Eckankar.
I'll look at Jorlin's and be like, yes, I would appreciate that you keep her company.
You're making a great fuss. I don't think any great creature who causes all that chaos in the center of town wants anything to do with little old me, but I appreciate it. And Callie says, I'll return in the morning. And she takes her leave. Anybody gonna do anything with Callie on her way out? Okay. She makes her leave. Jorlin says to you, I am so glad that you're fine. That terror that happened in the town and all of the chaos and all of those who had died, I didn't know any of those who had passed too well, but I know of friends who had lost one or two within that chaos, and I'm so sad for them.
He looks at her and his face is like slowly dropping. He's like, yes, it was a mask. And he like embraces her again. He's crying.
She's like, oh, Eckankar, what is wrong?
We went to the shrine and I went back to Ilmater's shrine and I found Talos.
He was still in the shrine.
It wasn't him, but it was part of him, and it was never him back then. He had nothing to do with it. He was trying to protect us.
So he had nothing to do with what happened with the stone that was taken.
It was never him.
Well, come. You must get yourself rest. You can think more clearly in the morning. Let's take a break. Sometimes you just need to calm yourself. She kind of pulls you in. She's almost like starting to like help you with take your armor off, to kind of get you to kind of relax a little bit, And
I
she's
think
gonna,
I just like drop it around and leave it there. I don't like put it up, and I just go into the bed.
all right. She's gonna let you. You can go ahead in the room. She's going to kind of clean up, and she's gonna slowly kind of like pick up your armor and put it mounted proudly, on the rack that you have, and she's gonna kind of clean it off the best she can. As you
She
kind of
probably has
there.
like a first aid kit for all your cuts too.
She's
Yeah.
pretty used to it at this point.
Yeah. She mostly will. You'll know that what'll happen is she'll let you sleep this off, and in the morning she'll kind of help. You're clearly not bleeding or dying now, so she'll help you. Then helps you in the morning. All right. Anything else you're gonna do tonight? All right. Meanwhile, back in the map of Tribor, are any of you all going to do anything else in Tribor as you exist just outside of the Tribor arms for those few left behind there?
Letting anybody else?
I'm hoping to click long rest real soon.
All right.
You're
drunk. So the only two people left back in the arm.
We're probably closing this place down.
Yeah. All right.
I feel like at some point, after it starts getting a little quiet and we're still drinking, it's going to click in Theo's head like, wait a second, she might actually be into me here.
All right.
This sounds like, is that flirting right there? I think she's flirting.
We're gonna come back
It
to you.
only took a few hours.
Meantime, the meantime, I believe who is all so Flander and Eckankar and Jaruu have gone off to Eckankar's. Lear, you're also there, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And that means that that over at Hemo's is Hemo. Anybody else other than Hemo going to Hemo's house right now? Okay.
Theo, you going home with Zindra?
Never
not
know.
at Hemo's yet.
Yeah.
It lands.
I gotta see where it's at. Sometimes it's hard to find these maps. All right, bro.
You don't have to go home.
No.
Can't stay here, right?
Yeah.
Hemo, as you're walking back.
As wingman.
All right, Hemo, as you're walking back into town or back toward your school, you can see that Fohammer's there, and he calls down, Hemo, come, have a drink with me before the night ends.
What? I've already had a few of my nights pretty much over already.
You as you kind of start.
I'm not as young as these humans here,
As you start walking just briefly up toward your house, you can see that there is a light on in your place, and you can see that within the light of your main room, you can see Sanjeet moving around inside.
Oh, the boy is training all on his own.
Wait, as an elf, don't you think of things in like elf years? So then, not years, I said. So wouldn't it be like you'd feel younger?
Give me an insight roll. Give me a perception roll, Hemo.
I don't know. Me as a player, I'm just a human. Anyways,
That's an
insight
interesting
or
question.
perception?
Give me a perception roll. I meant to say perception. What'd you get? 7.
Just a 7. He's a little foggy.
Yeah.
Finished Flanders drink too.
So what you saw was Sanjeet moving around a little bit in your house, just like the windows, walking around a little bit, but you don't know anything else. All right. So Fohammer calls you over, and he says, "I come at least have a mead or a wine or something else that you poor elves will drink." He kind of laughs about it.
Oh, fine, very well. The election is over. Another drink with an old dwarf.
All right, you head over to Fohammer's place, and he's sitting next to his forge. It's kind of crackling. It's kind of just kind of warmed. It's not really at burning levels to actually craft anything. He's more or less using it as a warming fire.
I got this idea about some rings. We could make some rings.
Yeah.
It'd be great. We're gonna make
we got like what? We'll make like what 7, 8 of them for humans, and a few of them for some elves.
gonna make
It's
9 for the horse.
Nine for the nine, maybe 9 for the humans. Who knows? You know, you never know. Like that.
This
And
sounds
then-
like a bad
And
idea.
then I got this master plan for this one ring. It's gonna be the best ring. You're gonna love it. All right. So anyway, but as you go over and talk to him, he sits down and he shares a drink with you, and he talks a little bit about just some things that he seems a little bit quieter than usual, but he does have a drink. Does have a share a drink with you. Then he says, this whole business with this hag of the elders doesn't sit right with me. He tells you.
No, it does not. That's quite a foe. But to unmask her today was a victory. So, to victory.
He kind of laughs and a little bit, and kinda clinks your glass and takes a drink, and he says, I came to this place to find peace. In my many years within Mithril Hall, they were fought with demons, dark magic, a war with the Drow, and the death and the return of the mighty Brunner Battlehammer. I wanted to finish my days in a place where nothing much happened. It seems I've chosen.
Well, my friend, I'm sorry you may have. I hate to say it, but I bet on a different future. When I opened my school, I bet that there would be more fighting, more violence, more monsters, and that's why I'm...
Yep.
Do you see him in there, moving in the windows? That's why I'm so proud of that one. He's training at night.
Trading.
How long has he been there?
He's there.
Yes, look.
He's there with a lass, my friend.
Oh,
Some endurance training.
you. Oh.
They wandered
not-
up there about an hour ago. They were quite friendly with each other.
Oh dear.
Atta boy.
What a guy.
Atta girl.
In the gym.
He looks over and he goes,
Wait,
well,
was the lay down in the gym or was
when
the lay down
when
in
it
the
comes to
residential area?
when it comes to choosing poorly, perhaps we both did. Ha ha ha. He kind of drinks his heavy, thick beer that he has, the type of beer that you almost have to chew. And he says, but my days of fighting are long past me. Yours are not.
It does not appear so.
He kind of looks down at his beer and he swishes it around a little bit. And he looks up at me and he says, come find me tomorrow after a hearty meal and a few swigs of whatever passes for wine in this place.
I believe I have had enough of Tribor wine for one night, perhaps the week.
He says, if the great old ones wish to reach their claws into this quiet town, we should give them reason not to. I may be old and tired, but I come burdened with knowledge and the one skill that remains sharp till my final days. Bring your friends.
You know of the hag thing and their hag claws. You've grappled with the hag things before?
More than once. Bring your friends.
Oh, well.
Come tomorrow, and we'll put my skills to use.
Getting some deep lore in this
You
guy.
are always full of surprises for a dwarf.
I know. He stands up and he says, and now to bed I go. I recommend you do the same thing, though tap lightly.
Oh, gods.
Yeah.
Good night, old dwarf. I'll see you in the morning.
Good night. Bring your friends, remember. All right. He wanders into his home, leaving the fire to kind of cool out, the fire to burn out in the forge as this is kind of burning. What are you going to do? You going to go back into your home? Emo?
You can always crash at my place if you don't want to ruin a good time.
Well, as an elf, Hemo is perfectly capable of taking a 4-hour meditation. So I think he sits by a tree in the yard and hopes to maybe catch a glimpse of when Sanjit leaves.
All right.
Or if somebody else approaches. So I think he kind of sits up by a tree at the top of his property and sort of keeps watch on the driveway.
He'll perch on the front stoop.
All right.
Way.
All right. You do that. Everybody's kind of in their things. All right. We're going to find out what happens to you now.
Uh-oh.
All right. What I want you to do is I want you to give me a persuasion roll.
All right.
Persuasion?
Yeah.
He's good at that.
I am not good
He's
at that.
not good at
I have a charisma of
I know.
-1.
-1.
Yeah, I got a 3.
Oh,
Not
Okay.
bad.
Okay.
Not the best.
I mean, at the same time, I'm also like lightly insulting to
Yep.
her because we've flirted along those lines before.
Right.
So
So
maybe
as you're having a conversation, you're talking. Finally, the inn is getting late, and you're having a conversation. You interact with the main person who owns the Tribor Arms. He's a tiefling. His name is Nemeth, and he walks over and he says, "All right, that'll be enough for you. Pay your bill and head on out." And Zindra looks up and she kind of stands, and she does. The chair kind of tips back behind her, kind of lands. She goes, "Oops." And she looks over and she says, "Nemeth, you know, I like you. You're all red. I like red people. Your red's a good color on you." And she kind of walks up and she kind of gives him a hug. She kind of gives him a hug and she says, "Oh, I really like you." And she kind of peels off and starts walking back. And Nemeth looks over at her and then looks over at you. She goes, "You're paying, right?"
yeah, I was offering it earlier, and I will now. I thought that they said something about the Noro was getting covered, but it's no big deal. I got it.
Noro covered your earlier stuff, but that will be you're still short of me 1 gold.
Oh, here, yeah, yep, no, yep. Here we go. No problem. He'll pull out. Actually, he'll pull out one, and then I'll look at him for a second, and he'll grab a second one, and here you go. This was for earlier. I meant to give you that anyways.
All right. As you do, you can see Zindra. She kind of like walks to the door. She kind of has her fingers on the door. And she kind of walks out. She kind of takes a few steps, and then just goes, kind of walks on the step, and she starts laughing as she kind of falls and falls. You see her just kind of fall, and you see that Nemeth looks over and says, "This is not the first time I've had to help walk her home."
No. I got it. I should probably do the same thing. He's starting to
He looks over.
Reality's starting to click.
He looks over at you. He says, "You're going to walk her home and leave her there, right?"
Whatever she wants.
And Nemeth kind of thinks for a second, and he goes, "Maybe I should just walk her home."
Hey, man, that's up to you. That's up to her. But I'm offering. He paid him, and he's going to go walk over the door and sort of step over, like, "Are you okay?" And then he's a little tipsy too. She looks up at the ground. She's kind of like sitting on the ground. She looks up and she starts laughing, and she looks up and she starts staring at the moon. And she says, "The moon, it's all broken. You really fucked it up, didn't you?" And she starts laughing, and you see that Nemeth looks down and he goes, "Oh my God, with the moon again." So starts helping her up, and she's leaning on his shoulder. "I will get her home. She'll be fine. This is not the first time." And that's probably for the best. Who knows Who knows?
He calls for a help of somebody else. You see like a cook come running out, helping her up, and then you see as they're walking off, you hear Zindris saying, "Get it? You know, I really like you." And you hear the cook go, "You always do at this time of night." as they kind of wander off into the dark as he's taking her home.
I'll wander my way back up towards
All right.
towards Hemo's place.
All right, you get to Hemo's place. Hemo, I'll bring up a map of Hemo's place. Let's take a look at what it looks like.
There's a 80% chance I think I make the right road that way towards.
Nice.
You end up back at the Ilmater shrine.
Just walk down the long one.
It is the long road.
Hopefully, I had this set up correctly. All right, let me see here.
Oh,
Ooh, look at the tiling on that the top room there,
Yeah.
and
All
the
right.
middle one.
You can put yourself wherever you want to be on this map. Hemo, as we begin here.
Hemo is in his elvish trance against a tree.
He
All right.
was like stumbling, and he actually is kind of veering to the right a little bit. He's not trying to, but the right seems nice right now.
All right, the door
We
opens up.
haven't taken a long rest yet, have we?
No,
No,
No.
the door opens up and Sanji walks out, and you see that he has Florin's with him, and you know Florin, she is actually one of the people who you spoke with when you first came into town. She actually works for the Happy Horse Inn. Her family owns the Happy Horse Inn, and she walks out, and they're kind of just talking, and they're just having a chit chat about whatever, and you can hear her, she says thank you for letting me visit with you here. I after all the commotion in town and all the things, I just didn't want to be alone. And Sanji goes, "Oh, there is no worries. I'm glad you were able to come here. We had a good visit, and I'll tell your mother that I will speak to her in the morning. And if you want, perhaps we may all go for a ride if there's not these creatures roaming around." And Florin goes, I don't know. I hear that there's reports of these goblins, but nobody's seen much of them. What do you want to do, Theo?
Oh, I catch myself as I start to stumble. Makes a bunch of noise.
All right.
Fucking by Flander, asshole.
You see, Sanji looks up and he says, "Oh,
Stumbling my way up.
Theo Delorton, he looks so.
He salutes.
He looks. Florin goes, She goes, "I have 4 brothers. I know what's going. I know what's going on." She walks up and she says, "I believe you want to go that way." She kind of pointing up this direction.
He stops and looks over. He's like one eye is closed.
Sanji goes, "No,
Yep.
no.
That one.
He has a room inside the house. Bring him here."
That one.
She goes,
It's warm in there. It's gonna be warm.
He's like, all right. Let's get you in and get you. He says, "I'm not taking anything off of this one." And Sanji goes, "Oh, don't worry. I'll
No. You leave me alone, you guys. I'm fine.
All right, Hemo, what are you gonna do? Anything?
I think if he isn't fully entranced yet, I think he'll just kind of sit by the tree. Why not? He's just gonna sit and wait.
All right.
Nope, I'm fine. Just stop. I'm okay, guys. I can.
Sanji's gonna let you go into your room, and you're going upstairs to your room.
Yeah,
then?
he will.
right.
He'll make his way up. He's gonna be very careful and walk. He's got to
Yep. He sees you wandering up to your
Yep.
wander up to your room, and you can
stumble a
go up
little. Catch. Nope. I got the wall. I'm good. Walk up.
I don't. She looks over at Sanji and he goes, "I don't think he's gonna be good." And Sanji goes, "Don't worry. I'll make sure that he fine." Mr. Oakenheel,
Oh,
some flying goes,
Hemo gets a perceptive even now, Sanji. That's my student.
Florina looks over and goes, "Well, I suppose I should make my leave then, Sanji. she gives him a kind of a big hug, and she says, he says, "Oh, perhaps I should wash you back." He goes, "I've been walking these streets for many since I was a little girl, little lass. There's no danger here. There's lights the whole way back.
Walk her home. Come on. Walk her home.
He goes, I will walk you. I'll walk you home." Then he goes, all right. Mr. Oakenhill, nice to see you again. And they wander this way.
Hemo goes, Sanjit.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Remember your breathing.
And
Oh.
keep the school floors clean, yeah?
Florian,
You are still my student.
Here, Florian goes, yep, he's drunk too.
Oh, they're
All
all
right.
so drunk.
Okay.
Now
Everyone,
Hemo will go into his place.
kind of a reprieve from a long day. You're able to crash. You find your adjoining rooms, sleeping the night away. You wake up late the next day. Everyone wakes up late. Who has been drinking. Jaruu and Lear and Eckankar wake up early the next day. Are there anything you're going to do early the next day? You've had no reports of anything happening in town over the course of the night. I'll bring up this Eckankar's home just to have
I
it up.
will. Oh, my familiar's still around.
All right. So you're able to. Are you gonna do anything more as you wake up the next day? I'm assuming you prep yourself for the day, and you can do whatever you'd like to do. What is there anything that you'd like to do? I didn't do a day
Ilmater's
map
tears.
yet. I'll maybe do a day map next time.
Oh, that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
It's so early in the morning.
Yeah, maybe it's like pre-dawn, like it's early. Are you gonna do an Ilmater's tears, and what are you gonna craft?
Once again, I think probably a greater potion healing makes the most sense with how
Okay.
much danger we think we're in.
All right, you're gonna use your fate boon to craft a potion of healing. Awesome. Anything Jaruu or
Where do you do that?
In bed by myself.
Oh, okay. You like go out. And,
you can do? I'm assuming you probably actually go.
No, I think I'm walking around and it's just like, meandering around, checking on the horse, moving around. That's kind of what's happening.
Okay. You see him kind of wandering in the terrain early in the morning. You probably hear him. Because you're not. You only have to go for 4 hours as well.
Mhm.
So you probably hear him moving around early in the dawn, the pre-dawn hours. You can see the halo of blue as the sun's about ready to rise up, but not quite there yet. It's a crisp morning, even though it's summer still. But you are in your dome, feel fine.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to do?
I will actually collect everyone that's there and just visually cast water breathing on them.
Okay.
So.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
So
That's fair.
You'll do it to Eckankar, Jaruu, Lear, and Jorlands.
And
Especially Jorlands.
And Flander. Flander, sorry.
I don't know if you know I'm there.
I didn't see
Third
on the
party,
map. I just might not have missed you on the map. Sorry. All right, Flander. So they're going to do anything you're going to do this morning, Flander, before we move on? Just give me an option here. All right. Oh, Flander, you're up here by the. I didn't even see you up here.
Yeah. I just climbed up into the hayloft and slept in the barn.
All right. That worked.
Not the first time.
Yeah. All right.
Won't be the last.
Where are you guys gonna head today? What's the
We should
plan?
probably gather everybody. I know I need to go to the Lord Protector, but she wanted us to come later in the day. If I
Yeah,
remember
she
correctly.
said tomorrow evening
Yeah.
because she's expecting a visitor and she's waiting for them to show.
Yeah, so right now I think it's just gather everybody, see
All right.
see where everybody's at.
All right, you're gonna head over to Hemo's place then to gather him.
Yeah, that's where we probably think they
Good
are.
idea.
Okay. All right, we're gonna let's move everyone over to Hemo's place. All right, it is the next day. You've gathered now at the house of Hemo Oakenhill. It's the next morning. What are y'all gonna do? See, when I have 3 weeks off, I can make nice maps. But
I think. Is everybody here? Is everybody around?
everybody's here who wants to be here.
so.
Does anybody not want to be here? I believe everyone is here at then. We'll say everyone's here.
Hemo is warming up with some practice swords. He's in his just plain old tunic.
All right, Eckankar and Jaruu are gonna walk into your house without knocking. Theo,
Yeah.
you're
We
walking
just
down,
kick the door in.
You're walking down the stairs.
Like,
Good morning. What news?
my armor. Damn it.
Theo, you did make it home after all.
Need to stretch a little bit.
No, wait, I did see you.
Yeah.
Are you all right? What happened after you left?
What do you mean?
I left him there with Syndra. As far as I know, they were still drinking.
Yep. Yeah, we were drinking. We drink a lot. She's pretty fun, actually. I think she got real drunk. Yeah, the barkeep had one of his guys walk her back home, and I came here and crashed, and we saw Sanjeet, and he seemed like he had a good night.
Was Sanjeet carrying a sword? Because I always teach my students to carry a sword in times of danger.
Is this one of those "this is my sword and this is my dagger" quotes that you're getting to here?
No, I think Hemo's actually concerned for the safety of his students in this time where we're sort of besieged.
All right,
fair.
give me a perception roll to see if you perceived him wearing his.
No, I got a 7.
Yeah, you
An 11?
You barely recognize Sanjeet.
Yep.
And you've known him now for a few weeks, and you've lived in his house, and you're like, oh yeah. And you didn't know.
Yeah,
you
he
had
was,
no idea who this random
Nothing
woman
was clicking very well last
Yeah.
night. I'm better now, though. I'm better. Everything's good.
He was wavery. I don't know. I'll just have to assume he was following my instruction.
I'll step out of my
He may have
armor
had
here.
he may have had a sword. I mean, you're not sure either, Hemo. He was it was in and out of the light. They were moving around. You were trying to meditate. There's
It
a lot-
was not one of those nights where you ask others where they've been or where they're going. You just go.
I'll step out of my
Alright.
start cleaning it up a little bit.
All right, you do your whatever morning routines you need to do to get yourself cleaned up and ready to go. What would you like to do today in town?
Hemo says, "Oh, wait. Now that I've had a few coffees, I recall now. Yes, Fohammer across the way. He told me he had. Gods, I couldn't tell if he was lying, but he seemed perfectly earnest about it. He said he'd fought hags before. You know, the old dwarf down the road,
I could see
the
that.
blacksmith.
Yep, I could see that. He's a tough old guy.
He is older than I am.
He fought in the street. Remember, he went down, but I mean, you know, age-old.
Yes, I worry one of these days he's going to swing that hammer at something more stubborn than he is.
Again, you mean?
Again, yes. No, in fact, he keeps doing it. It is a miracle his skull hasn't been caved in already. But no, he said he had experience with hags. Perhaps if we are to track this one, perhaps he could be of some use.
So
This
smart-
early in the
all
morning, he isn't usually so full of bluster. Maybe if we catch him at a good moment.
Sounded mean. I didn't mean it to be mean, but that does sound smart.
I remind you that what he had said was he had to gather all of your companions and find them because he was going to make use of this skill.
Hmm.
Yes, he was insistent that all of us come.
I wonder if his skill is dancing.
We should send.
Dancing? I doubt it.
I do too.
I Yes, any information or skills we can get to fight this hag, I think we need to find immediately. But I would ask all of you, I need to meet with the Lord Protector tonight. Another Harper is coming to town with a way to get the artifact below us away. I would ask for your help.
They're moving the thing.
Let's do it.
Yes,
Help keep this place safer.
yes, thank you, Theo.
Heck, I feel I must address it. Is this when we learn what this object is?
I'm not sure if she's still cagey with that information of exactly what it is. She almost let it slip last night when I brought up what Talos mentioned, that it being something having to do with Shar, but she's still keeping a tight lip. We might be able to get more information, but for now, I still need to just do my duty to this town.
I have a feeling we'll learn it one way or another. Very well then.
Okay, so given that, what do you?
Theo's on, or
Yeah.
sounds like Hemo's on board too.
Yeah, he looks like Hemo's on board. So are you going to go to Fohammer's then and talk to him? Is that the plan?
Sure.
Hemo,
right now, yeah.
Yeah, Hemo pours
Alright.
the last of the coffee in a cup and says, "We'll go with a peace offering, and maybe he won't talk our ears off all morning."
Good idea.
What are you bringing him?
A cup of coffee.
Do you not know dwarves?
Do you have any creamy ales you can pour into the coffee? Make it a pint.
It's... Oh god, it's right. Does anybody have any more beer on them?
Checks his inventory.
Yeah. Will, do you have any beer on your sheet?
I do not have that keg on my...
I ain't got no beer on my sheet, nope.
Ugh, well then this one's mine because I'm going to have to listen to him drone on sober. And Hemo drinks the cup of coffee on the way.
That's hilarious. All right.
So we're gonna go over there, and then after that, what? We don't have any other things we got to do between then and in the evening. Are we gonna go on an adventure back to that tower?
We'll see.
Everybody click long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, not quite yet. Yeah. Click your long rest to make sure you got it. You got your long rest taken care of.
Update your HP,
Yup.
just in case the dragon swoops in and we have to use this as a battle map.
Let's get those spells back. You got insurance on your house, right? I mean, it might be a little sketchy. You're in it all instead.
That's funny. Okay. So you walk over to Fohammer's place. It is early, but not so early that you haven't had lunch, breakfast, and you've eaten food and you've gotten your spells and everything.
Business early, not crack of dawn.
Right. You open the door and Fohammer is standing there, and he sees. First of all, he sees Hemo, and he says, "Aye, did you bring them all?" And he looks around and kind of glancing at all of you, and he says, "I hope you come and are willing to spend some time because we have work to do." He walks into his home, which is a showcase of weapons and armor. It's a storefront, and he walks in and he says, come in, and he ushers you all in. Anybody not going to go into his house? Everybody going? Okay.
What? Hold on, work to do? I thought you just had some information about the hag.
I have skills, not information. And he closes the door, and he turns and he walks into his back room. Now, Hemo, you've never actually been to his back room for as long as you've known him. He has this storefront. He's always come out, but you've never actually.
No, the damn ceilings are too low.
Yeah, you walk in, and it is. You guys are who are 6'5". Some of you guys, Lear especially, he's almost 7 feet tall. He's kind of crouching down.
You might want to. Yeah, Lear, you might want to turn into a dwarf.
He walks in and he walks into his back room. And when he does so, he he kind of stops in the center, and he says, "What are you waiting for? Come here, come closer." And he kind of stops in this room. The room is on the outskirts of the outer edge of the room. Is just appears to be storage boxes and lockers and things like that, all full of rough elements used for crafting weapons. That's what he does. He's a
I'll draw my sword and just lean on it.
All right. And he smiles and he goes, "You won't need that, but you can have it. If it makes you feel better, have it in your hand. Come closer."
Well, I didn't know what kind of skills you were going to.
Okay, old man.
He's like, well, I
you
don't-
better start
He's like, well,
explaining pretty quick. Hema will step up.
All right.
He was in there.
Enough with the theatrics.
He kind of gathers you all close to him and he goes, "It's not about theatrics. It's about secrecy." He leans down onto the floor where you guys are all standing there, and as he does so, he puts his fingers down into the flat stone, and when he does, his fingers dip into something almost invisible. He turns it, and when he does, the platform, the entire room that you're on, begins to lower.
Ooh.
Arcane check.
Oh boy.
And that's where we'll end.
Ah!
Been a short. It'll be shorter episodes because we have some longer weeks that we're all busy, but we are able to get together and play, which is still fun. So we'll end there, and you're gonna find out what's going on with Fohammer next week.
Is he a harper too?
Got it.
I assumed he was
Deeper than that.
He was the Harper.
We're
We
gonna
gotta
find
check
out.
everybody's face.
Yeah.
We got to go through the whole town.
Everyone
Well,
line up one by one.
I'm here for a face tugging.
Can I get a wand for this? I got a wand for secret doors. I need a wand for
Pointed at
face
their
checking.
face.
Yeah, wand for face checking.
I tried. It didn't work very well.
Yeah.
Wand of illusory face.
All right. Well, a little bit of a role playing session. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Right? That's the thing when you have role playing nights is you don't know how long things are going to take, or things are going to be short or have fun. So, did you guys have a good time?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was a good
I
time.
had a great time.
Yeah. So we'll find out more of what's going on with Fohammer and this strange request that he had you do next week.
And his strange room in the basement.
Everyone has a secret in Tribor.
Now you're
This small
understanding.
town, you know?
Now you're understanding. Yeah, you're starting to get it now.
Let's
So-
go talk to that wizard again. That was fun.
Yeah.
Go away.
I will say this: you will have another
Oh,
chance to
fuck.
talk to the wizard before we
Oh,
we're done. All right, so let's end it up here, and it's kind of a fun just role playing night, and we'll pick up next week with finding out what's happening with Fohammer. Talk to you guys later.
Sounds good.
Have a good night. Bye.
Hi.